Hey guys, how you doing? Me, I'm about the same. Um, I'm going to talk about what's going on with the race situation. And as much as I want to talk about the electoral race, I have to talk about another kind of race that I don't like talking about because it's completely irrelevant, you know? And I'm seeing more and more hostility from the other side of the aisle. And normally I don't watch TikTok. Um, they were saying that a lot of the TikTok videos spread this propaganda that our country is racist and a terrible place to live. But what's interesting is that they never offer any alternatives. They don't say America is racist and a terrible place to live. Let's find a country where it's not racist and you can enjoy life. You know, they don't do that. And, but I want to offer something to you that, I want to offer something to you that no one has thought about. And it's my perception, okay? When I was a little boy, we had a maid. My mom paid for her once. I guess it's either each day or every week. Her name was Myrtle. And she was a lovely woman. Until one day, I vividly remember this. I don't remember a lot of my childhood, but this is something I vividly remember. There was a black kid who I made friends with, and I invited him into the house, you know, on lunch break, you know. I live close enough to home that I could walk home and walk back. And he was a nice kid, and he liked me, and I liked him. And I did not see race at all. Now remember, this is like during the mid-1960s. So apparently race was all over the news, except in my home. Okay. And Mom was home at the same time Myrtle was. And I introduced, I wish I knew his name, you know. I think maybe his name was James. It could be James. Maybe because it was nice to meet somebody who had the same name as I did. You know, that probably could have been the only reason. And it was, I think it was likely that we came through the front door. And I did not know the difference between front door and back door. To me, a door is a door. The thing was, which was more convenient, which took less time to walk. I'm coming from ward school, and you really can't go through the fence and the bushes. So I'd walk down Quakerage Road, turn right onto Pamela Lane, up the front walk into the house. And like I said, a door is a door to me. And come through the front door and introduce my new friend to Mom and Myrtle. Mom was, she welcomed him, she was nice to him. Hi, how are you? Kind of thing. And Myrtle had a different reaction. And I remember this so vividly, that we had for lunch pea soup with little franks in them. And oh my gosh, I just loved it. I love pea soup. And I've now gone from little franks to croutons. So anyway, we had lunch and then we left the house. And when I came home from school that day, Mom told me that she's letting Myrtle go. And she's getting another helper, another maid. And she then hired Magdalena. And I later learned why Mom fired Myrtle. Because Myrtle expressed to my mom how uncomfortable she felt that I brought home a black kid and we went through the front door. And my mom basically said, I do not accept your racial attitudes in my house. Go. Go. I do not want you around my children. And she was 100% right. And that's what I grew up with. That's what I grew up with. And when I was in Allen Center, I had a best friend, John Fleming. He was also black. He was also a boy of color. But I didn't care. I did not care. He was a funny guy. I liked him. He liked me. We enjoyed each other's comedy and our company. He was a lot of fun to hang out with. And unfortunately, he turned into a con artist. And race had nothing to do with it. That was just the person he was. Now, I learned that one of the reasons why they're not arresting the agitators and the violent people and putting them into jail because they did not want to be accused of being racist. I'm like, what the hell race has got to do with it? A person's actions, there's consequences to one's actions. You know, crime is crime. Crime is multi-denominational employer, whatever the phrase is. Crime doesn't have any conditions. It's choices that an individual makes. And I learned, remember I told you about that poor white woman being beat up in front of their building? And I said, find me a white person in that crowd beating her up. If you can, then I will not use the word black. Okay, then you could then accuse me of being racist by saying there was nobody but black people attacking that poor white woman. And there was a black woman who saw this happening, and she and another bystander stepped in and basically shoved everybody else out of the way and catered to this poor woman's injuries. And she was very sickened about what was happening in Chicago. You know, she's like, all these people are making it look bad for her. You know, because you know the expression, one bad apple doesn't spoil a bunch. Well, you got a whole bunch of bad apples, and there's a sickness, a cancer in the social fabric of every one of these individuals who chose to be violent. And if it is because they've been brainwashed to believe that the white person is evil and they should destroy every white person they see, which again is racist. That is a very racist thing. And they also say that every white person is a member of or guilty of being a white supremacist. Every single one. Okay, well, then you might as well get Biden out of there because he's white. And Pete Buttigieg, he's white too. If you follow this, then you got to say that Biden is a white supremacist and Chuck Schumer is a white supremacist. Okay. Nancy Pelosi is a white supremacist. I mean, if you're going to say that every white person is a member of the white supremacists, you got to include them all. I'm sorry, you can't pick and choose which person is in this all conglomerate set of white supremacy. Chuck Schumer's a white supremacist. Bernie Sanders is a white supremacist. Okay. Joe Biden is a white supremacist. You know? And I used to wonder I really didn't pay that much attention when Obama was in the White House. I mean, if the United States, and I've said this many times, if the United States is such a racist country, we would not have allowed Barack Obama to enter the White House. We would not, that would not never have happened. If we were as racist as they're saying, Obama would never have entered the White House. Obama would have been stopped before being sworn in as a president. Okay. And there's something else that a friend of mine noted to me and reminded to me. If America is so racist, then how come there are so many people around the world who are aching to come here, that they want to live in a racist country? Now, that doesn't follow. And how about all the Haitians coming in the boats? They're black. They want to come here, so badly. And they're obviously going to come into a racist country. They obviously want to come here, and they want to come here really badly. Are they aware that this country will be racist to them? Why are they coming here? Why is so many people coming here? They all must be masochists or something to crave coming into a racist country. Why are they not stopping at Mexico? They said they want to come to a racist country and claim asylum. That doesn't make any sense. That all these thousands and millions of people who are clawing at the bit to enter the United States, they want so badly to live in a racist country. I'm sorry, I don't see that. I do not see that. That doesn't make any sense. Why anybody would just love to live in a racist country. They just love to do that. They want to do that so badly that they go through conditions and all of the long travel to get here. They say, no, I don't want to seek asylum in Mexico. I want to seek asylum in a racist country, and that's where I'm headed. I'm sorry, that doesn't make any sense. Now, in addition to that, the way that the woke cult is attacking common sense, okay? Makes me think, how in some countries they only understand force, or some societies, kindness is a sign of weakness, I mean, from a sociological standpoint, in some societies, they see kindness and friendship as a weakness. Because all they ever know is force and power. Okay? That's what they understand. And they only see weakness, or they see weakness only as, kindness as weakness. Okay, so I said, okay, let's talk in a language that they understand. You know, much in the same mode of thinking that kindness is a sign of weakness, okay? Now, and I've seen these videos where people from this woke cult is so violent. It is unbelievable. This person, who is obviously a man, a transvestite actually, so this transvestite walks into a store and the clerk doesn't like this person's attitude or something, and he's offering the person's money back. You know, please leave the store. And the person got really pissed that the clerk was calling him sir. And I'm not a sir, I'm a ma'am. I'm a ma'am. I'm not a man, I'm a man. And you could see the Adam's apple bobbing in his throat, and the veins in the side of his neck. And he just became so belligerent. You calling me sir? I'll show you a goddamn motherfucking sir. Come outside and I'll show you a fucking sir. You calling me sir? And then a lady customer says, will you please calm down? And he turns to her and says, no, why don't you calm down and mind your fucking goddamn business? Yeah, that's the reason why she asked him to calm down. And she was as calm as a button. So this transvestite just got so pissy-assed that he turns around and heads out the door. And as the clerk was about to take care of the other customer, he goes back and he says, I want the number of your supervisor, of your headquarters. And he kept cursing him out and everything. And says, and I'm going to tell him how you've been misgendering me. You're a transvestite. You're a guy. You're a man. You're 6 feet tall. You got an Adam's apple in your damn throat. You got the deepest voice that I've ever heard. You know, there's no such thing as misgendering. Okay. And he goes and he kicks a display. And what the clerk should have done was, I want you to leave my store. I want you to leave my store right now. I do not want you as a customer in here anymore. I do not want you in here. It's a private store. It's a private business. They can say who he wants in the store. another case with a guy brings in a dog, and he asks the veterinarian if they could perform a gender surgery on the dog, turn the male dog into a female. And he was smart, and he said, please leave and do not come back here again, or I'll cite you for trespassing. And when he said that, I thought maybe that's what the other clerk should have told him. You know. So I'm thinking, okay, they're the most violent. They're so violent. Then I saw another video on a college campus where I don't know, they have all this non-abortion stuff on the table, and they're minding their own business, and this transvestite comes up, and again you can tell it's a man. He's tall, Adam's apple, you know, the whole 9 yards. And he then says, whatever, and he kicks the stand, walks all over it, and they're sitting there saying, you know, I think we should call security, campus security. You walked up to me. I didn't seek you out. You have no right doing what you just did. You could have ignored me. You could have walked the other way. You did not have to stop here and talk to us. If you obviously feel the way you do, you did not have to stop here and talk to us, since you obviously disagree with what we're doing. We're minding our own business. You were minding your own business. You saw me. You approached me. Okay, we did not tap you on the shoulder. Sir, we'd like to talk to you about blah, blah, blah. No. He walked up to them. He had no right doing what he did. They are the most violent. So they're acting with a kind of bulliness. Okay, they're bullies. They're bullies. You know, and they're supposed to be loving and embracing and blah, blah, blah. They're not. They're not. They're bullies. They're violent bullies. And it makes me think about real supremacist groups who are violent. And so when they talk about how bottom of the barrel whites are, I would love to say, so you're saying, are you saying whites are inferior, or an inferior race? And if whites are an inferior race, that means you're a superior race. So you belong to black supremacy. You're a black supremacist. Because that is basically what you are. If you are demonizing the white person and he's lower than low and he's inferior, the white is inferior, that means you're superior, then obviously you consider yourself a black supremacist. You know, because that's exactly the way a white supremacist would behave. You know. And same thing with abortion. You know. Okay, you being violent in your arguments to a pro-choice, I'm sorry, pro-life, oh, what a flop, a pro-choice, and you're pro-abortion, and you're violent to the uh, pro-life, then you belong to pro-choice supremacy, and you're a pro-choice supremacist. And we can do that with everything else. We can do that as black supremacy. We can do that with pro-abortion or pro-choice supremacy. We can do that with transgender supremacy. I mean, it could cover so many things. So anyway, that's what I wanted to speak about. I went a little longer than I wanted to. So anyway, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening up. I'll talk to you later. See you soon. Okay. Take care. Bye.